Yes, for those of you that don't know, what we do is we take high caliber real estate investors and put them on the fast track, if you will, to becoming visionary leaders that scale their business, build wealth, and give back. And a lot of people get the first part right? From a scaling perspective, they just blow and go and really kind of treat it from the perspective of it's all about deal flow, right? Scaling being a function of just sales and marketing and deals. And the reality of it is the second part of that, building wealth, really comes around to the what we call the balance sheet, right? And through this entire pandemic, if you will, if you pay attention to the news, I love watching financial news. If you've paid any attention to the financial news, they've said the companies that will make it through this with no problem are the companies with what? Have a strong what? That's a strong balance sheet, right? And so most real estate investors, even some of the best that I know, started paying attention to the pandemic, not necessarily because they were worried about getting sick, but because they're worried about their business getting sick, right? And they're worried about their business getting sick for a particular reason, and that is because when they looked at their balance sheets, they didn't really have any cash on the balance sheet, right? And so I'm actually putting together a killer webinar that's on Thursday. You can register for it at www.blackswanprotection.com, and it's a simple, super simple system. It's 100% free. It's going to be all content webinar. It's not going to be pitch or any of that kind of jazz, but it's going to be a killer webinar where I show you the structure that I've been using. It's just a really super simple discipline. The structure that I've been using to build up my balance sheet for the last four plus years during the last bull market run, right? Because they come to an end or something like this happens. What's up, Roy? What's up, Chris? And so the thing that I want to share with you is that a lot of people, and we don't know any better, right? A lot of us are not corporately trained. We just got a lot of hustle. We want to get up and start a business. And you think that scaling is a complete function of sales and marketing. You don't realize that you've got to have some fundamental structures beneath that which support it, one of them being financial and cash management, right? And so on Thursday, on this webinar, we're going to crush it. I'm going to give you really one of the most simple, systematic processes that you can follow to ensure that you don't end up in a situation where something else like this happens and you're like, wow, I've thought I've been doing everything right, but I realize I've been, flipping houses and making money and then taking all the money and putting it into rentals and generating cash flow, and I thought I've been doing everything right, but it really requires a more balanced approach in that there's a particular order, right? There's an order, and I'm 48 years old, right? I've had to get kicked in the mouth about 3 times to figure this out. It comes from experience, not necessarily from a heightened level of intelligence. So experience has taught me that having a good financial foundation, if you will, has to come in many different ways, in many different structures, many different platforms, and it's not just having a business that allows you to scale from a deal flow perspective, right? You've got to scale responsibly, and when I say scale responsibly, in addition to sales and marketing, you've got to have the proper cash management structures in place. And so on Thursday, we're going to crush it. There's an order that comes in place. You've got to take care of your business. You got to take care of your family before you worry about passive income streams, right? And so we're going to go through that order, talk about how important it is to build a cash cow that's firing on all cylinders, right? And you want that cash cow to have what I call CPR. Hey, mom, my mom's on here. That's cool, right? But you want your business, you want your cash cow from your business perspective, have what I call CPR, right? You need that thing to be consistent, predictable, and reliable, okay? And then once it's consistent, predictable, and reliable, then what you want to do is you want to start building retained earnings from the perspective of taking care of your business in times like these and taking care of your family in times like these. Because again, I go back to the kind of the headline of this video, is one of the main reasons that people started paying attention to the pandemic, if they were real estate investors, was not necessarily because they were worried about getting sick, but they were more worried about their business getting sick because they didn't have enough medicine in stock, right? Which is cash, and you need cash to be able to make it through challenging times like this. And so a lot of people think that that's what's really difficult to do. How do I grow my business? And you got to get back to why you started the business. Did you start the business for it to just be big or bigger, or did you start the business for it to be profitable and more profitable? right? And so if you said number 2, and you can do both, just depends on what rate you want to do it at. But if you said number 2, which is I want to have a profitable business, a lot of times that profit has to be taken consciously, right? It has to be taken. It's not just a number that shows up on the bottom right-hand corner of your profit and loss statement, but something that has to be consciously taken from your business and separated. It has to be separated from your business in order to become profit, right? And that separation, Chris Kerwin, CPR, you like that, right? A lot of people violate the CPR rule, right? Before they have a consistent, predictable, repeatable business that's functioning and firing on all cylinders, they're stripping cash off of it to go do things like buy rentals and stuff like that. And then when we have a bump, a hiccup like this, you don't have any cash because it's stuck in a rental property. And then you say, oh, well, I can go access the cash. Well, sometimes when this happens, banks freeze credit lines. This is all about credit, right? Everybody's business is feeling crunched because of a lack of what's going on in the credit facility markets. But my point is there's a simple process. I'm super excited about sharing it on Thursday. Get registered, blackswanprotection.com. I've got a gentleman coming on that is very much responsible for teaching me this system called, his name is Michael Michalowicz, and he was actually a keynote speaker at the Collective Genius back in December. But that was really the tail end of this, right? We've been kind of banging the drum at CG as far as taking chips off the table and putting some cash on the balance sheet for over 2.5 years. And so this is something that I am incredibly passionate about. What's up, Eric Hensley? How are you, sir? Something I'm incredibly passionate about. And here, the thing is though, I cannot stress enough that it's not necessarily that I certainly don't have it all figured out. I'm not necessarily smart. I have just learned from my bad decisions in the past, right? I've learned from experience. And so that's why I'm pretty passionate about it, is because I've had to, this is my third kind of black swan event, if you will, and learn from the first 2, right? Finally, you make enough mistakes, you start to figure out like, hey, I need to make some adjustments here. And so I'm going to share with you the adjustment I made after 2008 that has truly been a blessing and changed my life. The thing that I'm most excited about is how simple it is. It's not complicated. Making money definitely requires skill sets, but what I'm going to share with you really is more driven around discipline. And so it's not something that you really have to learn or a skill set that you have to acquire, but really more of a discipline, more so of a discipline that you're going to have to implement, right? But if you can implement this discipline, I can assure you in short time, you will wake up and realize that if something like this were to ever happen again, and kind of pose a threat, if you will, to your real estate investing business and to your family, right? Being able to take care of your family, that you will be able to look up and say, hey, I'm not crazy about the fact that this has happened, but I'm comfortable because I'm prepared for it, right? And preparation is, right now is all about positioning, right? If you didn't prepare for this, now you got a position. You either got a position for the worst or you got a position for the best. But preparing for it through the proper cash management structures, which again is what we're going to be sharing on Thursday, is what will allows you during times like this. We're not there yet. We're not at that point of opportunity, but it's going to be a lot of people that need help through this, and there's going to be a lot of potential for you to help those people and at the same time grow your business. And so but there'll be a lot of people that won't be able to do that because they haven't prepared, because they didn't have enough cash, they didn't have their balance sheet stacked the right way. And so I will leave you with just telling you, Thursday's going to crush, man. Michael Michalowicz is a great guy. He's going to come in and we're going to rock it, and we're going to share with you a super simple structure to make sure that, and here's the reality. If you say, oh, well, it's too late for me, I'm not prepared, and here we are, and it's too late. I don't really think it is. I think there's opportunity here. I think we're going to have what I call a dead cat bounce, which basically means there's going to be a lot of pent-up demand for housing for, say, a 6-month period or so, because we're going to get back to kind of life as the new normal. I don't know how normal it'll be, but life is the new normal. People are going to get back on the streets. They're going to start buying more houses. There'll be a pent-up demand. And for the short term, I think things will be on fire. And so you're going to have the opportunity to implement the system that we've given to you, or that will be given to you on Thursday, to kind of create some runway for yourself, trying to create a layer of protection, if you will. Okay. And a layer of protection is important, because if you run too close to the edge, you can wake up in a situation where you don't get to play the game anymore. So I'm going to leave you guys with this: blackswanprotection.com, www.2020blackswanprotection.com. Go get registered for that. It is going to be an amazing call. And again, for those of you that don't know, my name is Jason Medley. I'm the CEO and founder of the Collective Genius Real Estate Mastermind. We work with high caliber real estate investors, and we put them on the fast track to becoming visionary leaders that scale their business, build wealth, and give back. And there's 3 facets there, right? Scaling, building, and giving back. And the thing that we're most talking about right now is the building wealth, because a lot of people get the scaling part right. They blow and go and do deal flow, but they don't put the right financial structures in place that allow them to build wealth, because a lot of times they end up with too much exposure. A lot of people get exposed right now, right? So with that said, have a great Monday, man. It is epic here in Florida today. It's about 78 degrees, literally not a cloud in the sky, right? Just a beautiful day. I'm super grateful to be out here, grateful to be talking with you guys, grateful to be alive, grateful to have breath in my body and a beat in my heart. My wife and my little girl are in the house, healthy. Things are different, but things are good. And I encourage you to keep that in mind, right? Wake up every day, put a fence around your mind, a fence around your body. Be grateful for all that you have, all that which is free. And hope you guys have a fabulous Monday. And I'm going back up into the house. Talk to you guys soon. Bye.